Can't we check that reveal before we go, love? That's what you're gonna get.
After sitting through 1 hour and 48 minutes of pure and utter shit that is James Gunn's Supergirl, sorry, Craig Gillespie
Easily inhabited this character in the best way. I couldn't imagine anybody else in this role.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
it was only fitting then that I should go straight to Amazon and order the Jean Swart movie of Supergirl from 1984. I watched it this morning and it's an absolute feast and treat for the eyes. Everything this film does right, the Supergirl of 2026 does absolutely wrong. And of course now when you compare this film to the puddle of piss that is Craig Gillespie's Supergirl, which has no fill light whatsoever. All the characters act and look like shit, plus you get the craziest DEI and woke casting substitutes for everything and anything. By the way, I've got to send out a message to Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers are so effing dumb beyond belief at this stage. But if I were to start a whole plethora of DC movies all over again, do you know what I would do? Not have a DC universe. Scrap that shit immediately because it creates all sorts of problems. I would make individual superhero stories of Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman. Introduce those characters and maybe give them sequels or threequels afterwards. Do you know what I mean? That would just be a lot better, less of a headache. People can do with what they want to do with certain characters. I would actually welcome that. But as I said before, folks, we need a couple of world wars to happen again, have writers born out of war-torn experiences and give us a brand new story on beloved characters from the past.
Alexander and Ilya Solkin, who made the 3 Superman movies, have gone back to the original comics again to bring you Supergirl. Supergirl is played by a very impressive young actress called Helen Slater, and I play her archenemy, the witch Selena.
Her nemesis! Oh, I can just stare at this heavenly face all day long. Not this god-awful fugly. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with today's review, retrospective-wise, of Janos Swart's Supergirl.
It wasn't, but in honor of Pride Month, as I'm getting all these questions, I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all.
Oh my God.
I just... No.
YouTube's newest hero is here to save the day. His name, Kung Fu Hot Dog.
I gotta tell you, the documentary that comes with the Blu-ray is worth the price alone. Just watching a sweet-faced, innocent Helen Slater.
Now, in the search for a Supergirl, one face stood out from the crowd. That of a 19-year-old graduate of the High School for the Performing Arts, Helen Slater.
I love this woman. Look at her. Elegance, class, everything that we hate about Millie Alcock's version is done so right here. Now, if you don't know the story of Supergirl, like the actual basic story of it, and by the way, I had to catch myself for a minute because the male hunky gardener, Hart Bochner, he's Ellis from Die Hard.
Let's put it in my terms. You're here on a hostile takeover. You grab us for some green mail, but you didn't expect some poison pill was going to be running around in the building. Am I right? Hans. Bobby.
I completely forgot about that. The guy really does have some range. And I wonder why he didn't actually play any tough guy roles in the 90s, because he certainly had the physique and the attitude. So it kind of blows my mind, although somebody's going to probably tell me now, dude, he appeared with Sylvester Stallone in this movie or that movie, but I don't know. I'm just doing this off the cuff. What was so right about the Helen Slater version of Kara Zor-El in the city of Argo, where she forgets how to do basic math and geometry, despite the fact she's already established as an intelligent being of a high superiority, and Kryptonian women are so beautiful anyway. We get a quick gist of this in the opening shot, which looks like it could have been repurposed from the old Christopher Reeve Superman films. Now, Christopher Reeve was asked to come back to work on this film. He's going to be like a mentor for Supergirl, but he did not like the Salkinds or the Salkinds. I kept calling the Salkinds Ilya and Alexander. So he refused to work on this film again, but somehow he came back for Superman Quest for Peace, which was the #4 edition, the 4th rare entry, if you like, where he goes up against Nuclear Man.
Destroy Superman.
Later. He's a little bit anxious. Can you blame him? Not one of your great thinkers.
What happens? This device called the Omega Hedron is sucked out of the planet of Argo and goes straight to Earth. Now, without this power cube, the whole of Argo will come to a standstill. And that's pretty much it for Mia Farrow and Simon Ward as the parents of Kara Zor-El, because there were such big names back in the day, and then they had a bit of a fleeting cameo appearance. We do actually see Kara Zor-El in the costume pretty earlier on. It's like the script writers didn't know how to introduce her, and I suppose if Christopher Reeve was going to be part of this film, are you all right, my dear, then we would have had a proper introduction to her. But Jerry Goldsmith's orchestral score is absolutely fantastic. Camera, can you just stay on me now? I want to beat you to death with my big fat willy. He's still not listening to me. Okay, I guess that threat didn't work. Oh, it did. Well, there you go.
So far, so good. But is poise enough to win this 19-year-old actress the role of the year?
Hello, Helen. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
I just wanted to say goodbye before you left.
Okay.
Have a safe trip.
I will.
Yes.
And there's a nice little news. Seems you have the part.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's why we're filming? Oh my god. Oh my god, alright.
So what do we do? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Deserves a
Thank
big
you
kiss.
very much.
Congratulations.
At least now you'll have a wonderful Christmas.
And then, of course, we kind of get the pre-Captain Marvel moment where Kara, out of her depth, not sure where she is, meets these two toxic white male truck drivers who want to do more with Kara than just say, "Hi, doll, how you doing?" And she soon sets the record straight and puts them to sleep by limiting her strength, because obviously if she used her full strength, she will kill the two guys. And now you're probably wondering, dude, how can she find the Source Cube? Easy, she's wearing a bracelet on her left wrist. Simple as that. And then we get to the scheming mistress of it all. I call her the female Dick Dastardly, and Brenda Ficarro is Muttley, and of course played wonderfully by Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway had one assignment in this film and she delivers. She's truly hammy, she's truly spammy, and she loves to chew up every single scene. She's a doll.
What did he say? What did he say?
Looked like I love you to me.
No! No!
And by the way, did you know that she's wearing Garrard jewelry throughout the movie? I think Miss Vaccaro is as well. Garrard, if you don't know, they are the royal jewelers in England. So the fact that they were actually kind enough to loan out some of their priceless pieces is amazing. Even some for the nieces. Peter Cook is also in the film as Nigel.
Peter Cook. What's in it for me?
Me.
And it made me think to myself that if they were going to do a proper version of Supergirl for 2026 without James Gunn and his motley crew, we could have had a slight retread of this film where you get Steve Coogan playing the Nigel part. I think he would have been absolutely fantastic. Yes, before you shout at me in the comments, I know that Helen Slater is a Jewish girl, but that's neither here or there. But hey, the first Jewish girl ever to play Supergirl, right? I mean, why not? I think that's pretty cool. There's something I wanted to say about the Supergirl film of 2026 that I neglected to mention in my review, which is they're so unoriginal with what they do for set pieces. They recycle stuff from classic movies gone by. So I'm thinking of 1987's The Fly, directed by David Cronenberg, starring the great Jeff Goldblum. And you know this scene where he walks into a bar and he arm wrestles a guy and breaks his arm in the process? exact thing in Supergirl where Kara Zor-El, who by the way is in a planet under the red sun, but somehow can still break aliens' arms in the process of trying to get information out of them. How does that work? It's never explained because they think the audience are dumb. And clearly, if you do like Supergirl, modern day Supergirl, I prefer 70s and 80s Supergirl, if you get my drift. But honestly, I couldn't tell you anything else why I'd recommend James Gunn's film. Definitely you should buy the 1984 version. I really hope that one day that Warner Brothers will give us a 4K release, or maybe offshoot the rights to Arrow and we get that. I think after the debacle that has been James Gunn's Supergirl, we should now demand folks, that we get a 4K version of the original version with Helen Slater with some new features.
That fucking face, man.
You go, girl. Oh. Ooh.
Looking the part was not enough. The task of building up Helen's stamina and fitness fell to the man who had helped Christopher Reeve fill out Superman's mantle, stuntman Alf Joint.
But Supergirl going up against Selena is a joy to watch. And I will say that while Helen Slater does the whole, I've got these superpowers, her chemistry with Hart Bochner, kiss.
I think let's do another one.
I know, I couldn't.
Brent, let's go right away.
Wow, that's such a tough gig, isn't it? You know, the helpless mamsel in distress, and you're puckering up lips with Helen Slater.
Over now for Helen Slater, the perils and the pleasures behind her.
Honestly, Supergirl from 1984 doesn't get enough love. I think after what we've seen in James Gunn's version, which is absolute total cat and dog shit, yeah, let's not leave out the feline furry, shall we? Do yourself a favor and watch this. If anything, to watch that documentary as well, but also there's a real whimsicality about this whole film, like the whole time. Oh, by the way, that's what I wanted to say as well, right? So you get the stuff of Helen Slater where she's just like in costume walking around, but then when she's banished to the Phantom Zone, that's when we see another side of Supergirl that we don't normally see, because without her powers, she actually gets scared of a few things here and there, because when she's got the full powered up Supergirl from the yellow sun, she's obviously fearless. So I thought that was a really nice two-dimensional or two aspects of Kara Zor-El that we rarely see on the big screen. But honestly, full props. God bless you, Helen Slater.
Darkness, my old friend.
You are a knockout then. You certainly are a knockout at 62 now. You look absolutely great. And thank you so much to Jeannot Swark and everybody else involved.
I mean, we were very blunt about the amount of training, the amount of work, but it was a commitment.
Beautiful. Just a goddess.
That she would have to live really, I mean, totally as Supergirl.
And you see my guy here, he says, looking at the right camera for Jeannot Swark, he's got experience. Unlike Craig Gillespie, who speaks with a wispy voice and has no idea what to do with Supergirl. But you need directors like this dude right here who knows what they're talking about. You know, when he's directing Helen Slater, he knows what he's looking for, how she reacts, how she takes on the role of Supergirl, how she does other things. Now, I really like that. And nowadays, you know, a male director can't do that anymore because unless he's a gay, he's not going to be a threat to a straight woman, is he?
Was she right to have gambled her career on this one-star part?
Yes.
If Helen, you have to believe it.
Yes.
We have to make you believe it.
What is that, Faye Dunaway?
Come back again to the innocence of childhood and believe that a girl can fly.
Help me!
I've got to say, the only thing I didn't like about this film was the ending, because we were robbed of an heroic moment where Helen Slater stands there, hands on the hips, and gives us one more pose for the last time before flying off. It didn't happen. I'm guessing because this film got rewritten 4 times in the hope that Christopher Reeve would reprise his role as Superman, they probably ran out of ideas and stuck to what they were told to do in the end. So there you go. And on that one, folks, if I were you and if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
It's all right, Supergirl. We never saw you.
We never even heard of you. Thank you. I have to go. I have to return this to where it belongs.
I know that. Care. Take care.
Thank you, cousin.
They will say they're Supergirl.
She's my film Supergirl. Oh, I want to be that clapperboard now.
Next time on Kung Fu Hot Dog.